Hello. I don't think anyone's here yet and probably won't be here. Maybe at all. But, I don't know, man. We're going to music. I'm going to play some music. Might just post this on the channel. I don't fucking know. Give them a little taste of what they're missing on Patreon.com. Although, to be fair, I don't think I've shared any of my live streams on Patreon for a while either. But I also don't think anybody cares. I don't know, man. You tell me. Lifeform Music, welcome. Happy to have you here. I'll show you what I'm working on. So I sampled this lovely song by Geotic. And it sounds like this. Oops. That's funny. enough of that. Yeah, that's what I'm working on. It's fun. The sections don't connect very well together, but I don't really give a shit about that because I'm a real man, and I'll fix it later in Ableton with transitions and stuff. But yeah, that's the most progress I've made on a song in like 8 months. That's probably an exaggeration. I'm really bad at dates, but it's felt like forever since I've worked on something and not thought that it was completely mid. So that feels good. So I'm glad a couple people are here to hear it. I did a video this week. It's going to go up on Patreon probably tomorrow morning-ish. Tomorrow afternoon. That is just kind of talking about this track and then one other that I'll show you in a sec. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun, especially with this bass line. It's this sample pack from Sophie, rest in peace. And it's this, this kick that I actually use earlier in the song. Yeah, it's the same note for a lot of it. And it's heavily filtered because it's very distorted. But I take it in this kind of B section and I distort the shit out of it. Ooh! And that makes me very happy inside. Anyway, there's this moment, I think it's in pattern 4, I want to say. There's this trigger, here. Ooh! Which is it being re-triggered a bunch of times, really quickly, pitched up, and heavily filtered. And the way that interacts with everything is really fun. And I have this trigless condition here, or trigless lock or whatever, that makes the bit reduction and amplitude modulation go fucking crazy. So on the 4th time around, it sounds a little bit different than on the 2nd time around. So if you just listen to just the bass, maybe just the bass and the drums. Yeah. Something else I'm doing is, if you notice, I have these 2 triggers here. They're stacked on top of each other, which basically means that one of them is micro-timed all the way back. One's happening on trigger 1, one's happening on trigger 2. And the hold times for them are different because I'm trying to get kind of a sense of dynamics to the bass, so it's not just on-off notes. There's still work to be done there if I want to do it, which I'm not sure I do. But yeah, it's fun, man. It's a dynamic track. If I can find a way to smoothly transition between this. To that, 4 on the floor section, which is very doable for what it's worth. I just was too lazy to add like 7 more patterns to smoothly get there. Maybe I could do it with scenes. I don't know. Then I think the track can be solid. I need to do something more with the main sample. It gets a little repetitive after a while. I don't really know what though, because it's an ambient track. So the ambient, like the sample stays mostly the same. I could sample any part of the track and it's going to sound the same. It's just a loop. So don't really know what to do about that, but whatever. What's different about the creativity process that it worked? No clue, my friend. And that's what's terrifying about making music and like art and shit, is that you don't really know what's what and why and how. You just kind of have to roll with it. If I had to try to intellectualize it, I guess I would say that I came into this not hoping for or expecting anything. I just sat down and was like, I'm just going to try shit and just roll with it. I had a lesson with a student who's slowly learning the Octatrack with me, and I just showed him really quickly how to use slide trigs and what trigless locks do and stuff, and that led to that minimal techno jam that I put up, which thank you to my lovely patrons for being kind enough to pay for that. If you're upset that you didn't get me talking, please let me know, and I will get your $2 back to you lickety-split, because I understand if you feel jebaited. But you will hear lots of me talking this next week. Yeah, it spawned that track, and it was the first time I had had fun And like, this is going to sound depressing, but the first time I had touched the Octatrack outside of making videos or doing lessons in, I don't really even know how long, a couple months at least, because it's just been tough. But yeah, that kind of rekindled the flame, so to speak. So I went back to these old projects and just said, take my own advice. Let me see if I can dust up some of this old stuff. And it's pretty fun. So I'm going to save this really quick because I have been doing some work. And then I'll show you the other thing I'm working on. Did I order the Syntakt? Yes, it's going to be here tomorrow. I ordered one from perfectcircuit.com. In the description of this live stream, you can click on those links to go to perfectcircuit.com and pre-order one, and I will get a kickback. Thank you for that, and thank you for Perfect Circuit for doing that. Full disclosure, we are completely sold out of the first batch of pre-orders. But, Electron's pretty good about fulfilling stuff quickly. So ideally, the second batch won't be too far behind. But, the links in my description work for anything. So I should probably just have a link to the site, to be honest. But I don't fucking know, man. But thank you to everybody who does buy stuff through those links, because randomly getting $100 or something is kind of fucking sweet. It lets me buy bags of paint and occasionally feed my family, I guess. That part's less poggers, but you got to do it. I'm super stoked for the Syntakt, man. Like, I think that's another thing that kind of got me going was, like, I'm really hyped for that. Like, legitimately, I wasn't for a while because I was just like, I'm just going to not make music with that, too. I've sold my Digitact and my Digatone. I don't know if I've said that out loud to people. But I was just like, I'm not using these things. I haven't touched them in like 8 months. And that's not an exaggeration. So like, why do I have them? And like, I don't need them. And I'm a huge professor of like getting rid of shit you don't use and not being precious about gear and stuff. So I sold them, and I don't really regret it. I kind of miss the Digatone, because I'll always miss the Digatone when I sell it. But I think I'm okay for now. Wait, that's not the project at all. Or actually, this might be the project. I can't remember. But yeah, so I knew I was going to buy one because I feel like I have to for the channel, because I want to make content on it, and I think people are going to be really excited about it. And it's just like, this is going to sound really lame, but it doesn't make business sense not to. So it was pretty cynical for a bit there, or at the very least pragmatic. I wouldn't say cynical, because like I was still excited to use it, but I was just like not really hyped necessarily. But then I don't know. This has really made me excited to dig into it. I have not heard a sound from it. I don't know what it sounds like. I know roughly what it does because of my work, and I know that it's really cool and that it blends a lot of elements of their previous machines, but I've not heard a sound from it. So I'm so excited to just dive in completely fresh and make stuff. I think I'll probably live stream it tomorrow when I get it. Does that sound fun? Ooh, that just came to me now. Do a little Syntakt unboxing live stream. Some first sounds. You guys can listen to me embarrass myself. Cycles on Crack. Well, I liked Cycles. I just hate the Cycles format. I like the models format. So that makes me horny. So that's tight. Yeah, I loved the Cycles, but working with the models is miserable to me. They're like their whole thing is that they have velocity sensitive drum pads, but they're miserable. So like, who fucking cares? And like, past that, the knob per function is like okay, but it's like, I don't know. I love that they exist. I love that they exist, to be clear. I don't think they're bad devices. They're bad devices for a fucking nerd like me who has an Octatrack and who has, at the time anyway, had a bunch of Electron bigger stuff. Like, the fact that you have a $300 entry point to the Electron workflow is chef's kiss fantastic, and it's worth the money and then some. Like, I think they undercost those things for what you get with that sequencer. I think a Universal Audio or a Teenage Engineering would strip down the sequencer or something to try to upsell you on their larger stuff. But Electron's like, no, here you go. Here's the whole fucking thing for $300. Like, I would buy just a MIDI sequencer from them, like a 1-track MIDI sequencer for $300 if it had the Electron sequencer. Maybe not 1 track, but anyway, I'm rambling. I'm very excited for the Syntakt. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun and hopefully fruit for a lot of videos and fuel the hashtag content machine. And we can just keep rocking. Maybe I'll be giving Syntakt lessons soon. I don't know. But yeah, this is the other track that I've been working on. I sampled an old song of mine, as a matter of fact. It's not really a song. It was just like a thing that I did, where I looped a bunch of stuff into the Norns that I had at the time using MLR, which is a really fun script where you basically can live sample. I have a video on it if anyone's curious. It's fun. And I sampled a bunch of different stuff just kind of very quickly and dirtily. And it sounds like this, and I really like it. Oh, I let that play a little long, but I fucking love that. Not to toot my own horn or anything. I feel like I'm not when I do ambient music because ambient music is such an accident for me, like all the time. Like I never expect it to be anything. So when it is, it's like, oh man, that rips. Hell yeah, good job me for playing random notes correctly, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, I sampled that and I knew that I wanted to make it a really hashtag sad time beat. So I did, and it sounds like this. Yeah, brother. That's that. Yeah, just simple sample slicing. And then I took the same sample as I always do. I always wonder when I break this down in my videos how annoying this must be to like listen to me break down the exact same process every fucking time. But ain't broke, don't fix it, man. It's fun. And it always makes me feel good on my insides. So yeah, so I took the same sample and pitched it up an octave. And that little interaction there between those two, like this. Oh, hold on, sorry. I always forget that with neighbor machines. Oof. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the other thing I'm working on. Ironically, in the video that I filmed, I totally forgot that I did that little hi-hat. So it's just not in the video. But there's a little trap hi-hat for you. So I don't know if anybody's still around. Chat's pretty dead. And that's okay. No pressure or anything if you're just kind of lurking. But I have to go back to work now. This was my lunch. And I was just making some more music because I'm in the spirit. And I was like, why don't I make content out of it? Because I can't do anything in my life without trying to make it content. I'm just kidding. That's actually not even close to true. I want to hang out with people. Loving to have you. Oh, dude, I misread. Snowily, I misread your comment to saying love to have you live in person. And I was like, yeah, man, I love to live in person too sometimes, I guess. But anyway, thanks, man. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that this is a good sign and that it kind of dawns a new chapter for the channel, especially with the Centec coming. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you'll stick with me for that and whatever kind of new weird shit we get into. And I don't know, watch me instead of Bo Beats' video. I'm just kidding. I have nothing personal against Bo Beats except that I want to live in communist Sweden or wherever the hell he's staying at. Healthcare sucks, man. Speaking of healthcare, look at this injury I gave myself. Ooh, it's a tattoo. And you're like, Dad, why did you get an upside down triangle for? And it's the freaking thing's upside down. It's more a rock, dummy. Yeah, I love Morro Rock. I love Morro Bay. My uncle took me there all the time when I was a kid. My grandparents took me there, and I love it, and it's great. My uncle's really sick, so I was like, I'm going to get this tattoo for him so that for once I'll get a tattoo for somebody while they're still alive instead of after they're gone. That's a depressing note to end on, huh? Woof. I really just kind of nosedived there. We were really riding the hype train and being real happy, and then I just... So here, instead, look at this. Hold on. Look at this guy. What do you think about that? Let's get some focus here. Ooh, hold on. Is that in focus? I can't tell. Look at him. I think my hands are in focus. I don't know if he's in focus. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Look at this guy. I painted him. It took me many hours. But he handsome. And he hits like a truck. Good job. All right. On that note of mortality and family members dying and painting toys, I'll catch you guys on the flippity flop. I think I'll probably just post this video on the channel because why not? Yeah. Subscribe to my Patreon if you want all my live stream VODs. I don't post the painting ones because I don't think anybody wants them. But if anybody does want them, bang my line, dude, and I'll put them right up there for you. Project files, etc., etc. Plug. Join my Discord if you're not there. It's a lot of fun. A lot of nice people. It's going to be real hype with the Syntact and everything. And, yeah, dude, fucking trying to think of something ironic to say. And, like, thinking really hard about something ironic to say is kind of ironic in and of itself and defeats the purpose, doesn't it? So, anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you around. Take care.